Leo Kane back here in studio. And Leo, what are you seeing out there, man?
Well, it's slightly overcast today. There's a 60% chance of rain this afternoon, as there is every afternoon from here on through the rest of the summer.
Humidity is up.
Humidity's up. It's high 80 to 85%. We're expecting to see weather anywhere between 89 and 92 as the highs, and that's kind of what I'm seeing out there.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about referring to Beryl Engineering. What is going on with Beryl?
Oh. Well, this is the busy season for us with regards to inspections. A lot of people over the summer have decided they want to just create a pool, add a new pool screen, pool decking. They need signed and sealed plans. We're seeing a spike in that. We're seeing a spike in room additions. We're also seeing just a general spike from the home inspection market. We're seeing a spike in the need for structural analysis after an appraiser or a home inspector says that they think there's something wonky going on with the foundation.
Yeah.
So we're seeing all that too. It's the height of the busy season. Couldn't be better unless you're one of my staff and you're up in an attic. It's 150 degrees in there.
Yeah, hey, good time to lose some weight over the summer, right?
I preach it at every one of my staff meetings. You can buy as much water as you want on your company card, and we will pay for it.
There you go. I like that. Now, here's another thing that just popped up last week. You had a Blue Moon Lake had another sinkhole up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I presented on sinkholes yesterday. I'm actually, for the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors, or whatever they're calling themselves now that the A disappeared, I'm actually... Gitter. I'm presenting on that very topic on July 11th. At 10 a.m. at GTAR. So if you are a real estate agent listening to the show, I'll make sure you contact Gitter and ask to be added to the session. We're only allowing 70 people in, but it's a very timely topic about sinkholes. And I always say this is around the time of year you get them. Last year, late May, Lake Pageant. Now you're going to get it. The sinkholes are just going to pop up because it's the start of the rainy season.
So the rainy season's washing out some of that underlying limestone. Is that what it is?
What ends up happening is the limestone dries out a little bit, and I always say like a kitchen sink sponge. So you got a kitchen sink sponge. It normally should be big, fluffy, filled with soap, filled with bacteria. Starts to dry out over time during the dry season, and then it gets smaller. These pockets develop, and when you get the new rain, the rain takes the sand with it to go down into those pockets to make it big and fluffy again. So that's what causes the sinkholes to materialize now. But it's just from the drying out and the wetting cycle.
So Beryl, your business can come in and say, let's say a homeowner has been affected. You can come in and do the actual inspection on the structural side of it, and then there would be a separate company that's contracted to fill in or to shoot the piers down and tie into the rock.
Our take on sinkholes is twofold. We can come in to have a sinkhole claim. You need to have structural damage to the house, and you need to have geotechnical earth movement. We are the company that comes in and verifies that there is structural damage to the house. And we have 5 criteria that we need to compare the house to see, does it meet any of these criteria for structural damage?
Okay.
And then the other way we can help is if you are in a fight with your insurance company where your expert is saying there is a sinkhole, their expert insurance company is saying there's no sinkhole. We are a neutral evaluator for the state of Florida. I went through the same training to become like a mediator would, like a lawyer would become a mediator. Went through the same training. So I get called in from the state of Florida to basically hear the concern from both the buyer and the insured and hear and evaluate this data and determine if there is or isn't a sinkhole.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Also, switching gears, talking about the permitting side, that's something as well that you, Beryl Engineering, Project Engineering, you're able to come in and act as you act on behalf of the county and the municipalities and say, instead of them, you as a builder or home builder, you're building a home, instead of waiting on the process to unfold with the municipalities who tend to be backed up, you have that same capacity to come in and do the inspections as well.
That's a little different. I mean, we wouldn't do that for like what we were just talking about, but yeah, if you were doing new construction or you're doing your own flips, we can be contracted to do the inspections in lieu of the municipality. And usually there's a 25% reduction in permitting fees for that to happen too.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the client still ends up paying more because our fees are higher than the 25% they're saving, but
gotcha.
The cities and counties acknowledge the fact that third parties can do these inspections and they give a cost saving to the client.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's really cool. So we're talking with Leo Kane, Beryl Engineering, longtime friend of the program here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to be your number one consumer advocate, helping you with all of your different decisions relating to real estate and business and finance. We've got health experts on the show as well. So anything that you need on that financial wheel, that business wheel, reach out to us. We'd love to help you. So Leo, we talked about gaming here. Let's mix it up, talk a little bit about gaming. So Enough business talk, right? Let's have some fun. So this is an interesting, we were talking before the show. John, as you know, is a big gamer as well, and into that scene. What the effect and also the trend of traditional sports, there's always going to be the big three, the football, the baseball, basketball, those are going to be there. But there's definitely a moving trend towards online gaming, and more teenagers and folks are just joining in online now to be taking into these. So this is an interesting stat here. It says SuperData SuperData research noted in March that SuperData note increased that purse to a staggering $223 million. That is, that financial force is largely thanks to both affordable entry price and absolutely nothing versus PUBGs. So he's got the euros there. It's a masterful transition here. They're talking about Fortnite's fortunes are growing. And it says that Fortnite hosted over 2 million concurrent players in January, eventually ballooning to an impressive 3.4 million the following month.
Well, what's amazing there is a game that is free to play generates $223 million in what's called a microtransaction.
Wow.
So I can play Fortnite, which is a combination. Fortnite's not unique. It just takes 3 different genres. It takes the genre of build your own world, the genre of first-person shooter, and the genre of a bunch of people online at the same time. And they combine them together to make this free to play. So everyone's going to pick it up. They're going to advertise their free to play. Like during the Super Bowl, you saw several free to play commercials.
Oh, yeah.
And where they get you is the microtransaction. You want this new skin for your character. Here's a couple of bucks. You want this new gun. Couple of bucks. You want to buy some skill points so you can level up faster because you just got into the game and other people have been playing for 5 or 6 months. Couple of bucks. So this free game turns into easily a couple of $100 before you realize you spent it.
Multiply that times 2 million concurrent players.
Right, and some of those players will never spend a dime on the game.
Right.
But the fact that they're playing allows these full 50-person battles to happen, and maybe 10 of the 50 get their butts kicked, and then they want to buy the stuff to make their character better.
That's
keeping up with the Joneses at that point.
That's interesting. All right, well, when we come back, let's talk about these other games as well. We got the top 20 most popular video games of all time.
I'm on this.
And we're going to have some fun there. Talking a little bit of gaming before the break. We got Leo Kane in the house, Chris Hatfield as well. And you guys are both into gaming. So what else you see in that gaming world?
Well, I got an interesting question for you. According to Forbes, who plays more video games, men or women?
I would say men.
Men.
You would be wrong. Call me an audible. Call me an audible.
I knew it was going to be the opposite of what I was thinking when he posed that,
One more time.
You want that audible? Yeah.
So, believe it or not, there's a form of gaming called casual gaming.
Okay.
It consists of very short levels, very repetitive, and it gets you in a loop. And this makes video gaming very addictive. So when you get these casual games on your monitors, on your cell phones, women are more likely to get addicted and play these casual games. So casual gamers are mostly women, and there are so many more women doing this casual gaming than men. So professional, I guess you would say, or the console gaming is going to be predominantly men, but the video gamers themselves, they're mostly women. There's video gamers out there that don't even know they're gamers because they'll play these short little casual games and they'll get an hour or 2 hours sucked out of their life. Especially if you're on Facebook
Words
and
with
you're
friends,
exactly.
Birds, yeah.
Is that like something? If you're at a bar, or you're at a restaurant, like those little games too that they have.
Those would count.
Those games.
Those little quiz games. Those are a little less on the casual side. Those are just geared from the Buffalo Wild Wings trying to sell you their wings, and while you're playing the little box. But yeah, these are just really quick games. The Minesweepers, the little gem things.
Ball breaker, they used to play back in the day. Oh, yeah.
All that stuff is casual gaming, and it's highly addictive. It's designed to be highly addictive because it's a short, repetitive loop.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so let's talk about the top 20 video games.
Of all time.
Most popular video games of all time. Here it says there are a number of ways to objectively measure and quantify the games sold. Does most sales definitively mean most popular? We think not. When it comes to what makes the game popular, we look at a few things: name recognition, fond memories. When you ask your buddies, did you play? And we pulled a number of real humans and skimmed the internet and looked at many millions of copies were sold, and we come up with what we've held as a list of most popular video games of all time. All right, so Leo Kane in the house, Chris Hatfield. You guys,
let's let Chris go first.
Chris,
where are we just picking from any, starting at 20, working our way up, or you're just going to count them off the list?
Try and get them off the list.
Zelda's an obvious.
You just got to get on the list here.
Legend of Zelda?
You know what's funny is that when I skimmed through it first time, I didn't see it. Let me see.
Come on.
It's got to be there.
Is it here? Is it here?
It's number 30.
Are you sure, John? Because I didn't see it.
Well, while we're looking,
we've got to
have Mario Kart.
No, I'm saying
Legends of Zelda.
Legends of Zelda. It's not on here, man.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
According to this list that I'm holding here in my hand.
And it does it depend on platform? Because, there's... Or just the game
Zelda's got to be on that list.
It is. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's on that list.
Legends of Zelda, number 11.
It's an original.
Well, let me guess the most lucrative video game franchise of all times, which would be Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto is number 4 on the list. The smash hit GTA has sold huge amounts of copies, made giants amount of money, and it's probably one of the most talked about on news networks too, as far as the gun debate and all the different. They're calling there's like addictions now. They're saying to gaming.
Yeah,
I would have thought it would have been Mario.
Well, that's number
Super
4.
Mario
so
Brothers. That kind of.
You're going with Mario Brothers, Chris?
But does that start to take like a whole? Does Mario Kart fly in under that?
Maybe just go with the umbrella, like the Super Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Brothers.
That's the umbrella.
13 Super Smash Brothers.
So I'm figuring this list is mostly franchises. So
Mario 64, anyone it says, Nintendo console. Okay.
So actually, I got to guess the number 1. If I have to go number 1, let's go with the game that defined an entire genre of games, including the one we just we're talking about. Let's go with Minecraft.
Yeah, number 1 on the list, Minecraft. That's right. Companies are building office buildings inside Minecraft on private servers, and they actually can use buildings to meet with clients and discuss business. That doesn't happen inside of if you're an unpopular game. Minecraft exploded on the scene and continued to snowball ever since. Really cool story.
No love for the EA Sports Madden crew?
The Madden, that was the one game I played a lot.
I've been playing that since Madden 92.
Man, that's got to be on here.
It's got to be on there.
I don't see it
on
there,
man. Be on there.
Yeah, that's funny. That's crazy.
I may not know the top 10, but I got to know some of those bottom underliers.
I think Pac-Man would stand a better chance of being on there than Madden.
Pac-Man's number 20.
Okay.
Yep, number 20 on the list. Pac-Man. Ancient arcade game that everyone played at least once in the roller rink.
Duck Hunt?
Duck Hunt is not on here. I remember that one, though.
Well, what about that franchise? Why don't you guess that franchise you used to play back in the day?
What's that?
The shooter? You said you played it for a year and then stopped.
Oh, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty's number 7.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Call of Duty. You don't crank games out on a release of schedule like CODs. Always getting those big sales numbers.
And let's go with the one of the most addictive games on the planet, World of Warcraft.
World of
Commonly
Warcraft.
referred to as WoW.
WoW is number 3 on the list. That's right. World of Warcraft.
Now, when you're saying video games earlier, we were talking about phone games and things like that. With these other things like Fortnite or Angry Birds,
Angry Birds is number 6.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I was
Back
thinking, again, chucking the sticks. I'm thinking if there's got to be a console, the screen in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm not even remembering social media.
I'm going to go with a long shot here just because of how silly the plots are on these games. You got anything from Metal Gear?
Metal Gear. Let's see. I've got
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. That's right. Number 10.
Then that means something like Candy Crush has got to be on there.
It's not a franchise.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess think franchise. Like the other thing that would come to mind is I would want to say Destiny is on the list, but it's probably not. So I'm going to go with Halo, which is the franchise.
Halo number 9.
Gotcha.
Number 9 of the list. And back to Super Mario Bros. That's actually a separate listing of number 14. Super Mario Bros. I just noticed that one. Super Smash 13. Also, when we're talking about WoW, it says some interesting notes. It says when you have 22 minutes of cable television devoted to you on South Park, you've made it.
Yes, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
Oh, a question. They've remade this game 9 times, and there's a running joke right now. You can get this game on your fridge, on your smart fridge. Skyrim or Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
They keep remaking it. It's a 200-hour video game.
What's the name of it?
Skyrim.
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 Yes, number 5 on the list.
Figured.
Final Fantasy.
Leo's cleaning up here on it.
That's got to be Final Fantasy on the list.
Number 2 is still not taken either.
Is Final Fantasy on there?
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they've got 15 real games.
Yes, number 8.
And then
number 8, another one of those franchises.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of those other ones that you see that.
All right, you ready? We'll go down the list. Number 19 is Tetris.
Oh yeah,
remember that one back in the day?
That was weak.
Kind of weak.
That's
game.
one of the. No, that's a great game. It's weak that I missed it. That's my forte.
That's the inspiration behind Minecraft.
It's the inspiration behind me being a contractor.
But really, you're just stacking up blocks, making a line out of it, right?
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Masonry is.
I do the same thing with my car.
Hey, I get it. I mean, to me, it's just simple.
I'm going to Tetris the heck out of my car with luggage.
What about this one, Wii Sports, number 18? That's like, that's encompassing a lot of different things, though.
I mean,
right?
it's a console.
Yeah, it's like a different gaming system almost, right?
Well, Wii Sports was my wife's in healthcare, and they use Wii Sports with the elderly for exercise. So that's why that would probably be on the list.
I remember a comedian joke, a funny joke. The kid's upstairs playing with his Wii. All right, number 17, Sonic the Hedgehog
franchise. Classic.
Number 16, The Sims.
Yes.
15, Diablo.
Oh.
And then we got all of them up until number 12 was Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Pokemon Go was crazy a couple years ago.
That's a casual game. Just walk around looking at your phone, clicking on stuff that appears.
Yeah.
Or driving around while looking at your phone.
That one, Pokemon Go, too, is listening to Gary Vaynerchuk talking about voice and VR and some of the different, where we're going with stuff. That's an interesting point because it's kind of integrating, the future into that. Like there's going to be more future apps like that.
Well, they called it augmented reality,
right?
Which was pretty awesome. Just I can be looking at Jonathan over there from WeBeam TV, and he can have a little Pikachu on his shoulder, and I can catch it.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, the only one we didn't guess, number 2 on the list. Got any last minute guesses?
Talking
about Counter-Terrorist.
Counter-Strike.
Yes, Counter-Strike, number 2. Second place in the popularity contest. We had to put it a real old school original gangster game up here near the peak of the video game popularity. So so cool. This had a little fun.
I couldn't get that one that was playing on QWERTY, and I had too many arrows, too many this, too many that.
Move command group 4.
We couldn't have had
that
two
was
better
impossible
for this segment here with the video gaming. So good stuff there. So reminding you of some of the old games. John Elway's quarterback, that was one I played. Madden was one of my favorites. Commando. Those are the ones I remember back in the day. But
I can remember playing all the FIFA games as well. All the soccer games, man.
Soccer?
Yeah, the whole reason I would even hockey as well.
Yeah.
FIFA is the only way Germany might win the World Cup this year because they're eliminated.
Good night.